Hello, friends, and welcome to the Architecture Enthusiast and to the USSR Pavilion at the 1925 Paris Exhibition by Konstantin Melnikov. Konstantin Melnikov was a Russian architect who is usually associated with Constructivism, an art movement that combined an appreciation of technology and the machine with the use of modern industrial materials. His unique vision for the Soviet Pavilion had its foundations in classical forms and embraced the best of several contemporary movements. Composed of two glazed triangular volumes bisected diagonally by a staircase, it was the most conspicuous structure at the Paris Exhibition. It revealed to the West the existence of new Russian architecture. In this case, the basic concept represents an attempt to loosen up the overall volume by exposing the staircase. In the plan, the axis of symmetry is established on the diagonal, and all other elements are rotated by 180 degrees. Hence, the whole has been transposed from ordinary symmetry at rest to symmetry in motion. The tower element has been transformed into an open system of pylons. The structure is built honestly of wood, but instead of relying on traditional Russian log construction, it employs modern wood construction methods. The whole is transparent, unbroken colors, therefore no false monumentality, a new spirit. The building thus reflected the relatively advanced state of Russia's architectural thinking rather than any inherent political message. Paying close attention to the architect's initial sketches, they derived an interpretation of the pavilion as a daring formal experiment rather than a propaganda piece. Melnikov's pavilion was a dynamic building based on the intersection of deformed geometrical masses that obliged the visitor to move along specific diagonals. The preparatory drawings for the pavilion show circular buildings which are broken up, inclined, and interconnected in an informal manner, indicating beyond a doubt that what interested the architect was only experimentation with the language made up of alienated objects, of volumes designed to deform their own geometry, and in fact clashing with each other. About the basic idea of the pavilion's concept, Melnikov stated, "This glazed box is not the fruit of an abstract idea. My starting point was real life. I had to deal with real circumstances. Above all, I worked with the site that was allocated to me, a site surrounded by trees. It was necessary that my little building should stand out clearly amidst the shapeless masses through its color, height, and skillful combination of forms. I wanted the pavilion to be as full of light and air as possible. This is my personal predilection, but I think it reasonably represents the aspiration of our whole nation. Not everyone who walks past the pavilion will go inside it, but each of them will see something of what's exhibited inside my building all the same, thanks to the glazed walls and thanks to the staircase that goes out to meet the crowd, passes through the pavilion, and enables them to survey the whole of its contents from above." When an interviewer asked, "But don't you think all this glass and the strange roof make your pavilion far too lightweight?" Melnikov replied, "You are really saying that you'd prefer something more heavyweight. But why should a building whose function is temporary be granted the false attributes of the everlasting? My pavilion doesn't have to keep standing for the whole life of the Soviet Union. It's quite enough for it to keep standing until this exhibition closes. To put it briefly, the clarity of color, simplicity of line, and abundance of light and air that characterizes pavilion, whose unusual features you may like or dislike according to taste, have a similarity to the country I come from. But do not think, for goodness sake, that I set out to build a symbol. Regardless of Melnikov's intentions, however, the impression his pavilion left was lasting. For international modernists attending the expo, the building was an indication that the Soviet Union might be leading the way toward establishing the new aesthetic of the machine age.